Brionna Jones represents the kind of story that so many people admire in sports, but rarely gets told enough. Hers is not the tale of a player who was anointed as the future of women's basketball from the moment she picked up a ball. It isn't about instant fame or the spotlight. Instead, it is the story of persistence, of waiting for opportunity and then seizing it, of taking the slow path and turning it into something extraordinary. It is about a player who was never defined by the hype machine but by her own commitment to the game. Brionna Jones is living proof that greatness can be earned in silence, in the shadows, until it becomes impossible to ignore. She was born and raised in Maryland, a state with a deep basketball culture and a reputation for producing tough, gritty players. From an early age, Brionna had the physical tools that suggested she could become something special. But talent alone does not make a player. What separated her, even as a child, was her determination to get better. She wasn't the type to look for shortcuts. She was the type to run the extra drills, to work on her footwork until it became second nature, to embrace the grind that many players shy away from. Those habits, planted early, became the foundation of a career that would eventually thrive on reliability and consistency. At the University of Maryland, her growth became undeniable. The Terrapins are one of the crown jewels of women's college basketball, and for Brionna, playing there meant not only testing herself against the best but also carrying the weight of expectations. Maryland demanded excellence, and Brionna delivered it. Over the course of her collegiate career, she became one of the most efficient scorers in the nation, a rebounding machine, and a dominant presence in the post. She played with a patience and maturity that belied her age, using her strength and footwork to carve out space against defenders who simply couldn't keep her from her spots. By the time her college career was finished, she had etched her name into Maryland's history books and established herself as a professional prospect who could make a difference at the next level. The 2017 WNBA draft became her bridge to the pros, and the Connecticut Sun were the ones who believed in her enough to take her with the 8th overall pick. For many players, being drafted in the top 10 might mean immediate opportunity. But the WNBA is a different league. With only 12 teams and rosters so tight, competition is fierce, and even high draft picks can struggle to find a steady role. For Brionna, those early years in Connecticut were a test of patience. Minutes were scarce, opportunities limited. She could have grown frustrated. She could have looked elsewhere. Instead, she doubled down on her work ethic. She treated every practice as a proving ground, every chance on the floor as if it might be her last. That perseverance paid off. Slowly, she began to earn more time. Slowly, the sun began to lean on her. And when the opportunity finally arrived for extended minutes, Brionna didn't just take it, she owned it. By the 2020 season, she was blossoming into one of the most dependable post players in the league. She was rebounding with ferocity, scoring with precision, and providing a defensive anchor that opponents dreaded. It wasn't flashy, and it didn't come overnight, but it was real. Connecticut had found in Brionna not just a contributor, but a cornerstone. Her breakout moment arrived in 2021, a season that redefined her career. With Jonquel Jones leading the Sun as an MVP, Brionna became the perfect complement, a steady, relentless presence in the paint who could control games in her own right. She put up career numbers, scored efficiently, rebounded with authority, and gave Connecticut one of the league's most intimidating frontcourts. That year, she earned the WNBA's Most Improved Player award, a recognition that perfectly captured her story. She wasn't a flash-in-the-pan talent, she was the product of patience and persistence, a player who had quietly built herself into one of the league's best. If 2021 was her arrival, 2022 was her confirmation. She elevated her game even further, adding an all-star selection to her resume and earning the WNBA's 6th Woman of the Year award. The fact that she embraced a role off the bench, even after proving herself as a starter, spoke volumes about her character. Many players might have resisted such a move, but Brionna embraced it, showing once again that for her, it was never about ego. It was always about the team. Whether she was starting or leading the second unit, her impact was the same. She brought toughness, consistency, and an ability to control the flow of the game from the paint. Her style of play is often described as old school, and there's truth in that. In an era where spacing and shooting have reshaped the game, Brionna thrives in the trenches. She establishes position with brute strength and impeccable footwork, finishing through contact, using angles, and reading defenses with precision. Her efficiency around the basket makes her nearly impossible to stop one-on-one. Add to that her rebounding instincts, her ability to anticipate the ball, carve out space, and secure extra possessions, and you have a player who impacts the game in every possible way. Defensively, she is equally formidable, using her strength to protect the rim and frustrate opposing bigs. But what makes her stand out is not just the skill set, it is the mindset. Brionna plays with a steadiness, a quiet confidence that never wavers. She doesn't get rattled by the moment. She doesn't need to dominate headlines or highlight reels. Her impact is felt in the steady accumulation of plays, the box outs, the second chance points, the defensive stands, that add up to winning basketball. Coaches trust her. Teammates lean on her. Opponents respect her. That's the kind of reputation that can only be earned, and she has earned it every step of the way. In 2023, adversity struck in the form of an Achilles injury, one of the most feared setbacks in sports. For many, such an injury could have been a career-altering blow. But Brionna Jones approached it the way she has approached everything else in her career, with patience, with resilience, and with an unshakable belief in the process. She attacked her rehab with the same intensity she brings to the game, focusing on the details, trusting the work, and refusing to let the injury define her. Her determination to return became another testament to her character, a reminder that her career has always been about rising above obstacles. When she returned to the court, it was more than just a comeback. It was a declaration. It said that Brionna Jones cannot be kept down, that her story is not one of setbacks but of resilience. Watching her fight her way back was inspiring not just to fans, but to her teammates, who saw in her recovery the same grit and tenacity that have made her a leader. She proved once again that she is more than just a basketball player. She is a symbol of perseverance, a reminder of what can be achieved when you refuse to quit. Her influence extends far beyond the court. She has become a quiet leader in the Connecticut Sun organization, setting the tone through her professionalism, her work ethic, and her team-first mentality. She may not be the loudest voice in the locker room, but her presence is felt in the way she carries herself and the example she sets. Younger players look to her as a model, a reminder that success in this league isn't just about talent. It's about preparation, about humility, and about staying the course even when the path isn't easy. Brianna's journey resonates with fans because it mirrors real life. Not everyone gets the fast track. Not everyone gets the spotlight. Most of us have to wait, to grind, to work tirelessly for opportunities that may take years to arrive. Her story shows that those who stay patient, who keep showing up, who keep doing the work even when no one is watching, can eventually achieve greatness. She embodies the values that fans admire most: resilience, humility, and reliability. In a league full of stars, she shines in her own way, not by demanding attention, but by earning it. As her career continues, the legacy she is building grows stronger with each season. She is already an all-star, an award winner, and one of the most respected bigs in the league. But her story is not finished. There are still chapters left to be written, championships to chase, and barriers to overcome. What is certain is that Brionna Jones will approach them the way she always has, with quiet determination, with a relentless work ethic, and with the belief that the game rewards those who give it everything they have. Her career reminds us that greatness does not always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly, steadily, built brick by brick until it becomes undeniable. Brionna Jones has become that undeniable force. And in doing so, she has given fans, teammates, and the basketball world a story of perseverance that will be remembered long after her playing days are done. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the inspiring journey of Brionna Jones. If her story moved you, please take a moment to like this video, share it with friends who love basketball, and subscribe so you never miss another tribute like this. And don't forget to drop a comment below. Let us know your favorite Brionna Jones moment or what you admire most about her perseverance and grit.